What if an entire civilization disappeared overnight without leaving a single trace behind? No war, no bodies, no clear explanation, just silence. Imagine walking into a city where everything looks normal at first. The houses are still standing, the streets are still there, objects remain exactly where they were left, but there are no people, no movement, no sound, only emptiness. Today, we are diving into one of the most mysterious and unsettling stories in history, the story of a lost civilization that vanished without a trace. And the deeper you go into this mystery, the more disturbing it becomes. This civilization once thrived. It was not small or primitive. It was organized, structured, and alive. People lived their daily lives. They worked. They built homes. They created tools. They raised families. Everything seemed completely normal. Until one day, it wasn't. Archaeologists later discovered the remains of their settlements. Entire cities were found, streets carefully designed, houses still standing, objects still inside them. It was as if time had suddenly stopped, but something was wrong, very wrong. There were no signs of destruction, no burned buildings, no broken walls, no evidence of violence. It didn't look like a city that had been attacked. It looked like a city that had been abandoned, but not slowly, not over years, all at once. Inside the homes, researchers found something chilling. Food was still sitting on tables. Tools were left where they were last used. Personal belongings were untouched. Doors were left open. Nothing was packed. Nothing was taken. It was as if people suddenly stood up and walked away. At the same time, without warning, without panic, without resistance, just gone. Think about that for a moment. What kind of event could cause an entire population to leave everything behind? Not just some people, everyone, children, adults, families, gone. One theory suggests a natural disaster. Maybe something forced them to leave quickly. An earthquake, a flood, a sudden environmental collapse. But there's a problem. There is no physical evidence, no cracks in the ground, no flood damage, no signs of destruction. Nothing. Another theory suggests disease, a deadly illness spreading rapidly through the population, something so dangerous that people had no choice but to flee. But again, the evidence doesn't support it. There are no mass graves, no remains, no signs of panic or chaos. If a disease had spread that quickly, there would be traces, but there aren't. Some believe it was an invasion, an enemy force arriving suddenly, forcing everyone to escape. But this theory also falls apart. There are no weapons, no defensive structures, no damage from battle, no signs of struggle. So what happened? This is where the mystery deepens. Some researchers believe the answer may lie in something we don't fully understand. A sudden environmental shift, a toxic gas release, something invisible but powerful enough to drive people away instantly. Others suggest something even more unsettling. A psychological event, mass fear, something that caused everyone to leave at the exact same time. But what could do that? And why leave everything behind, even the most valuable items, even food? It doesn't make sense. And then comes the most disturbing question of all. Where did they go? There are no nearby settlements with signs of their arrival, no records of migration, no evidence of a new civilization formed by them. It's as if they simply vanished, disappeared from history. But here's where things get even stranger. This is not the only time something like this has happened. Across the world, there are multiple cases of abandoned cities. places where people left suddenly, without explanation, different times, different cultures, but the same pattern. Sudden disappearance, no clear cause, no answers. It raises a terrifying possibility. What if this wasn't an isolated event? What if something like this has happened before, multiple times, and we still don't understand it? History is full of mysteries, but this one feels different because it doesn't just leave questions. It leaves a feeling, a sense that something is missing, something we're not seeing, something we don't yet understand. So what do you think happened? Was it a natural disaster we can't detect? A hidden environmental threat? Or something far more mysterious? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because the truth might be out there, hidden, waiting to be discovered, and maybe, one day, we will finally understand what really happened. Until then, this civilization remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in human history.